This morning, death came to visit me,
Yeah.
Father.
Good day, no, Dasara?
I have to say, I got scared.
Scared.
Um,
What was it offering to take from you?
this me,
This me.
you know. And initially, it was really nice because I could watch it and I could sense this fear.
Just closer?
I could sense this fear just fill up
Yes.
my being. And there was an allowing of it,
Yes.
but it became really
Strong.
powerful, you know. And I wanted to run, pull my hair out, and just
Hair out. I know what you mean. Okay.
Then I wanted to wake up Pratna.
Yeah.
And then I actually came and sat outside your door for a short while
Yeah.
because I just wanted to be close to you. Then I went and had some tea or whatever, and I came back. And then again I sat down and I kind of invited this fear again, you know. Again it came, and this time there was a allowing, Father, but it didn't seem so intense this time around. I don't know what, you know. And then there was I have to say there was a little bit of guilt that came up because about the fact that, because you ask that when are you willing to die for your freedom, you know, and the answer was there was fear, and I didn't. I know it's all stupid.
No, it's okay.
But the allowing wasn't complete, Father.
No.
You know.
In itself, it's so beautiful. Even this much allowing is a lot. Because if something comes like that and you feel like it's over now, everything that I'm attached to is going to be snatched away right now in this instant, then some fear is bound to come with that. And even to say that I sat with it for some time with the allowing, it's very beautiful, it's very powerful. We must not be too hard upon ourselves. All this is beautiful grace and is a fruit of your openness to the looking at who you are. And then you will find that as more and more even you can make this kind of invitation. That okay, even if Yamraj, death has to come and take away whatever it can take away, I am open. Just to make that invitation is very, very beautiful. Because it means that you are open to the dissolution of this phenomenal realm, even within the experience of this phenomenal realm. You're open to waking up from this waking state, to allow the false to die while you are still alive. So guilt has no place in this right now. Only a rare one can say, I felt fear, but then I still made an invitation for it to come back. So now what to do? Now you forget about even deaths. You continue with your seeing, your recognition of who you are, and dropping any ideas about yourself. And if an experience like that has to visit again, it will. If it doesn't have to visit, that's okay. Whether it is explosive or sober, don't even worry about that. Also very beautiful. I understood something about the Chinmaya mission yesterday. Is that, and it was kind of a paradigm shifter for me also to hear this. They say they make no distinction between among their teachers. They don't make a distinction that this one is realized, this one is not realized, this one is an awakened being or not. You see? Because when they come, they're sharing the words of their master with his blessing. And I realize it's so beautiful to drop this kind of mental distinction. Just to allow it, to see that if I come into the presence of someone and there is something being clarified, made clear, you see, then that is enough. Why we have to go make these benchmarks? Oh, he is my guru, he cannot be my guru because he is realized, he is not realized. Who's to say these things? Better to see, enjoy the presence, see what the presence feels like to you. And be with the integrity of your own truths. I feel many times we get caught up in these games. And when you drop it for the outside, then you will drop this pressure on the inside also. I have to get this realization, I have to get this enlightenment, I have to get this. What is it that you are not already? You are this awareness. The only seeming distinction in this realm is that the one God is pretending to play person more somewhere and less somewhere else. Fundamentally, is there any difference? No. You see, all are this one consciousness. All is this one being. And all of you coming to satsang are getting the recognition of who you are and are also dropping the false conditioning very beautifully. You don't have to attain some benchmark. There is no 100% enlightenment. All the sages that I have met also have believed a thought. Only the duration of the belief seems to contract more and more. In this apparent play, the play of conditioning will continue to play out for all apparent beings. All that we can do now is to see who we are and not buy that which is false. That's all that's needed. In this moment, you are as much a sage as anyone else. Now, before you have the chance to think about it. All the sages are saying the same thing, that you and I are one. And even in the worldly play, we are the same. They are saying that. Except you seem to be believing more of what the mind is saying. I'm saying what the sage would say. You seem to be believing more what this mind is saying. I seem to be believing less. That's all. Death cannot hurt this seeing. Death is also seen. All states are seen. And there is nothing to be so scared of death because you experience sleep every night, where everything dies. The universe dissolves. Only we give ourselves some false consolation by saying, oh, but it'll be back here tomorrow again. We don't know which realm will appear. If a dream can last a lifetime, there can be a million dreams which last a million lifetimes. So nothing so much to fear about death, but it is natural because we have had ideas about death. So it is natural for some fears to come.